Hello everybody, I'm glad you're here today. This is a red alert, meaning that there are things I'm noticing in my area that are not right, that weren't there 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that are just setting off alarm bells. And I need to bring this to you so you can be aware of it and so that you yourself can notice things in your area. Are you noticing these same things? What are you seeing where you are at that just makes you go, that's not right? And we get used to seeing them, and that's called normalcy bias. Be careful, do not fall into that trap, because that will kind of lull you into a state of unalertness, a dullness. So let me bring you these thoughts as quickly as I can so that you can be alert as well. First of all, on October 4th, the alert system across the United States is being tested, meaning all radio, TV, and cell phones are going to have a national alert test, take cover, this is just a test kind of thing go off. Now, I have grown up seeing those, so it doesn't really freak me out that that's happening. In fact, I'm glad it's happening. When I was growing up, that's what we were taught at school. The nuclear sign, we were taught, look for that on buildings. And when the bombs start falling, find a building that has that yellow sign and get into that basement or whatever. I grew up with that. I knew where those were in my neighborhood. So that the test in and of itself is not a big deal to me. What I'm wondering is if my phone is actually going to go off. I just am curious about that. I live in a place where I'd be surprised if I get an alert, but I hope I do. I hope it works. So that's kind of what I'm watching for. If my phone doesn't go off on that day, then that in and of itself is worth noting, and that means I need to stay ever more vigilant to what's happening in the world. The next thing I want to bring to you is what I'm noticing at gas stations all over my area, and I live in the panhandle of Texas, is a lot of the gas pumps are covered with the yellow plastic. They're out of gas, I guess. The diesel's covered with the clear. The unleaded is covered with the yellow, and those pumps aren't working. Now, are they dysfunctional, or is there flat out no gas? I do not know. Are you seeing that in your area? Do you have an explanation for it? Please comment below and let me know. I find that not normal. That's not normal. All right, so that's another thing I'm noticing. I will say the price of gas in my area now is $3.69 on the highway in the state of Texas. When you cross over into New Mexico on the highway, it's $3.79 a gallon, or at least that's what it was a week or so ago. So take note of that. Whatever you got to do to accommodate your budget. Gas is killing us. The price of gasoline is it's hard to swallow. So that's what our prices are here. What are you seeing where you're at? That way we can communicate, compare, contrast, be aware of what's going on in this country. Y'all, I will just say, we are not getting news I don't know what's true and not true anymore. I've quit listening to people who are getting paid to talk. And that includes YouTubers. And that includes preachers in some ways. I'm just saying, I'm getting to where I just wonder at the legitimacy of the message sometimes. So I trust y'all. So what do you see going on? Tell us what's happening. Now, weird thing, this is not that big a deal, although it's indicative of what's going on across the country. The price of flour at my Dollar General for gold medal flour, it was $4.65 for 5 pounds. I found that the last time I bought flour, granted, it was a year ago because I vacuum packed my flour. I was shocked at that price. We'll leave it at that. The off-brand, the Clover Valley Dollar General, was $3.15 for 5 pounds. Sugar was $3.25 off-brand for 4 pounds, and there were only 2 packages on the shelf. So file that away. I don't know what you want to do with that, but I found that dang, I need to get flour now before it goes up even more. There are layoffs. No, scratch that, reverse. There are hours being cut from workers who are working in this area. I have to kind of be cryptic in that information, but the industry that is most prevalent and employs the most people in my county, that industry is cutting working hours. So that is an agricultural industry, and it will affect your food supply. So you probably need to get food now before it goes up anymore. And I know a lot of you can't afford it. Do the very best you can. If you can't afford it, I understand. But then make friends with people who can, so that we can all network together and, support each other as brothers and sisters in Christ. Now then, I will also say there is something odd. There's a lot more illnesses. The one that took over the world 2 years or 3 years ago, that one, those cases are going up in our area. Now, no one's really freaking out about it here. No one's putting masks on. A lot of people are saying that's coming back. The mandates are coming back. The signs are being printed. I haven't seen that yet. In fact, we went to the heart hospital the other day and we weren't even required to wear a mask. So I don't know what are you seeing. That is something that is information I would like to know, because to me it kind of comes from the coasts into the center of the United States. So if it's happening on the coasts of the United States, then I think it's just a matter of time before it gets here. I do. I will also say this. I read a comment, and YouTube just took it right off. I read a comment from a commenter, and I cannot remember who it was. They said their son worked in a hospital in West Virginia. If this is you, please let me know in a comment. And their son, who worked at the hospital, said there were 26 cases of that particular illness that came in one night. Now, I don't know if they were admitted. I don't know anything like that. But I find that remarkable and worth noting. I know that, once again, the cases are rising in my area. Now, there are also, there's an uptick in what's happening over me in the skies with the military planes. I talk about this often, but I will just say there was a plane the other night. Well, I don't even know what it was. I do not know what it was. I say it was a plane. It could have been a fleet of planes. I don't even know if that's how you call it. But it lasted about 45 seconds, and I swear that and if you don't swear, I don't mean I swear. I will tell you this. My father thought it was an earthquake. That's how loud it was, and that's how long it lasted, and it shook our houses. I've never heard that sound before in my life. I don't know what it was. By the time I got outside, it had already gone past, but I could still feel it. That was weird and not normal. I will leave that at that, and I want to get some viewer comments here. And y'all, I would love to do more viewer comments about what you're seeing. I would also like to know what your opinion is on, will they bring the draft back to the United States? And I question this for a couple of reasons. One, I keep seeing things about it, and I don't know if that's just a little buzz thing, that people are wanting you to click on their stuff just because they use the word draft. But that's one thing. But I also have a concern about my own son and my son's friends. I have known these young men since they were born, and I am concerned about what their future holds with the state of the world and our country right now. Now then, here are some viewer comments. This is from Felicia D. Jones. She says, I have been seeing military planes and helicopters in the last 2 weeks. I know they're doing tests. I live by an Air Force base. I understand that. I'm outside a lot, and when I hear things more than usual, I notice it's more than usual. So, yeah, that's happening in other places. Are you seeing that too? Also, this is from Tammy Turner. She says, I don't think they will announce it. Panic levels would be too high, and people already have no sense. Jesus is at the door, and he's at the door. All right, so what she's saying is, even if something does go down, even if we are attacked, or if something happens, she doesn't believe that they're going to tell us because it will instigate panic. Do you agree with that? I have a tendency to think that too. I kind of tend to think they're going to water it down. Don't be too worried. Just go inside, shut your door. There won't be a forthcoming with as much information as we probably need in order to respond. All right. This is from, and please forgive my pronunciation here, Mysli Ubranuslowa from Poland. She says, greetings from Poland, sister. Stay in Christ. In Europe, it is hard too. We can feel that time is here. Hope to see you in the Lord's kingdom. So even on the other side of the world, y'all, they are feeling the squeeze of whatever time we're in, this transition time, this time of testing. It is a time that our roots need to go way, way deep in Jesus. He is the answer to all of this, and he will carry us through. So please turn to him. I'm begging you. Commit your life to him. And please tell me who you want me to pray for. I have been praying for Calvin and Aaron and Ken. And there were some other viewers who offered names of their loved ones, your adult children. I've been praying for them to come to Jesus. Please go ahead and post your prayer requests. I have an email address now. And if you've listened to the very end of this video, then you get the email address, because I should have said at the beginning. My email address is GinaLimaCharlie@gmail.com. GinaLimaCharlie, all small letters, @gmail.com. If you have anything you need to email me about, then I will see it there. That's all I have today. Y'all, our world is messed up bad. Now is the time to hold on to Jesus. Prepare. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.